Welcome back to this ongoing series that I seem to have started, mostly because of that. I can't get out in the rivers, but this has been fun. But I want to keep this video short. It's just a quick update with mostly the mattings. Most of this other stuff is about 95% done. So I'm not going to show you the little details I made to improve it. I'm sure people are going to steal this. There's nothing I can do about it. So I can just make it just a little harder for them. But I'm getting there. I'm really close. The legs, well, actually, I should say, I got this in. This is a 6-inch by 42-inch sluice. This seems to be more the styling right now. I think this came from Prospector's Dream. Not really impressed with it. And some stuff I like. A lot of stuff, it just seems flimsy. I think I bought that from Prospector's Dream like 15 years ago, and that thing is just rugged. It's kind of overkill. But I'm glad I bought this because everything I made for this would not fit this. It was just different enough that even with the adjustments, it would not fit. So I've redesigned a lot of this stuff, which you should be seeing soon. I made it a 2-piece setup for the legs. That way, if you have a small printer, you'll be able to print it, and then it's a pretty tight snap to turn it into one piece. That's 1/2-inch square, which I just happen to use this. It's called 3/8 channel for plywood. Like I mentioned, this for whatever reason, this is the cheapest stuff I can find. But if you have 1/2-inch square tubing, if you have round tubing, will fit in there. Anything that's under 1/2 inch fits in there. You can use as a leg. So that's kind of cool. The swash box is like 99% close. I need to get on the river. I'm actually going to say I probably won't be doing another video for another month or two. There's no point in just putting out content to put out content. I need to get on the river to test this, and that's when I'll start videoing again. If I discover something unusual or maybe come up with a whole new product or whatever, I may do a short. So just stay tuned to the channel. Subscribe, all that other nonsense. You know the routine. But I just wanted to show you this. I've got the mat styled in. I got the swash box. The main goal I'm doing this, I mentioned that I'm trying to design a sluice that doesn't need to be classified. You know, I want to just throw material on here. That's why I'm trying to get really steep angles and have even the biggest rocks just slide right out. If you have to get in there and move it with the shovel or your hands, to me that's a failure, and I don't want to have to deal with that. But the real goal is, last year I did a video where I ran 100 gallons. I really wanted to do a cubic yard, but it was 95 degrees that day and it was brutal. I got 100 gallons in just over 5 hours, and that's having to classify with the Goldbox. The Goldbox caught like 99.8% of the gold. It was an animal. But I wanted to still be able to run faster. With today's gold prices, and unfortunately, like New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine, my area, the chances of finding big nuggets are super rare. Even finding pickers now are rare. It's small gold, 16th or under. Whatever mesh it is, I don't really deal with the mesh system. So I'm trying to invent a super efficient way to capture or to process a lot of material at once. So I want to go back to that spot. My goal is, believe it or not, minimum, I want to run 100 gallons with 100% capture rate in 1 hour. Ideally, the real target is to run 1 cubic yard, which is 200 gallons, in 1 hour with 100% capture rate. And I believe that's why I wanted the longer sluice. This one is actually doing good, and I'm going to show you. But the longer sluice will allow me to use 4 mats, 3 or 4 mats, whatever I decide to do. And it'll give me more of a chance to catch the stragglers, because that's a lot of beach sand. And also, to help me do that, I created this little grizzly bar system, which is actually kind of cool. It's hard to see. It's all tapered to push the material toward the back, because if you put dry material in a sluice, just feed it right in, it has a chance the gold's going to be dry and float on the surface. But because of this jet powering wash I got going here toward the back, there's no way that's going to happen. So I can just dump raw, dry material in here with no issues. And that just snaps on. There's a grizzly bar. So I'll be able to just feed the material in just shovelful after shovelful, and the bigger rocks come out. Because I mean, I don't need to run. This will allow to run rocks like this, but I mean, why do it? So having it come off will help. That does snap on. This hose is in the way right now. So that's done. But the mats, that's the why I'm videoing right now. I thought it was kind of funny that out of all the shapes, just a random card suit shape worked the best. One of you mentioned it, and I actually thought of doing it, and I actually started designing it, taking each shape and then putting it on its own mat and testing it out. But I always hear the biggest rule of thumb with designing any sluice or whatever is to have variety in your sluice. Don't just put one feature, because not every piece of gold is going to like that one feature. So like on these playing suits, it appeared that the diamond shape was probably the worst shape, but it was still catching gold. So just having that variety for that one piece of gold that likes that diamond shape, I mean, it makes sense to me to have all the suits. And the funny thing is, playing cards are associated with gambling. Going on a river trying to get gold is a huge gamble, as we all know. There's been so many times I've been out there and gotten skunked. So having, you know, the two kind of related, I think it's kind of a fun word on plays. But I'm going to call this the Golden Heart Gold Gambler Sluice Mat. Try saying that 3 times fast. But it's called the Gold Gambler. A little catchy name. But I think between the cards and in the name and stuff, it's just a little unique. But what was really blowing my mind, this will be the first time of this test. I ran one very similar to this. What I did is I had some, it ran great. I got a 99.98% capture rate. 2 mats at a 15-degree angle. I ended up adding one of these angle meters on here because I need to test the max angle these mats can run at before they start losing gold. And right now I'm at 15% with almost damn near 100% capture rate. But I was getting a little packing more than I would like. And if I'm going to run a cubic yard in here, I need these things to catch the gold, clean out, catch the gold, clean out. So I added some grooves, and this will be the first test of that. And it should still get a good capture rate. And I'll film it real time. I may fast forward it just to keep this video short, but it'll be a one take. I'm going to run the same material I've been running on the last test, and then I'll pan it out right in front of you, and we'll see what we lost. But it's just been amazing how well this shape works. And the cool thing is, the original mat I just took images offline and literally traced them onto the model and just extruded in. These I made custom. There's no trademark on these symbols. So technically I could patent this or somehow trademark it for this application, which maybe I will down the future, because I can actually machine my own injection moldings for this shape. It's not that hard. So that may be something down the road. So again, I'm not going to show you exactly what's going on and what I added to these features. I got to leave a little mystery. I'm sure you can see it well enough through the video. But let me bring you in. And like I said, I'll get you in a good angle. We'll do one take, and then that'll be it. I'll show you that it's working, and then it's gonna be a while before all this crap goes away, so I can actually get back in the river, because I only can do so much testing. It's not really giving me all the results I need. I need to beat the hell out of this stuff to see how well it holds up. If these legs get wet, if they start slipping with the style I'm using, if that grizzly bar is gonna work. I get some other stuff I'm thinking about. And then I got to make enough adjustability in it for all different sluices. So if you do end up getting one of these, which I'm still on the fence right now. I mean, I'll go into another video on this. I know a lot of people don't like to hear about the 3D printing, but they have gotten so much cheaper. The printers I'm using to make all this stuff, right now, you can buy for $3.99. And I mean, you can print your own stuff. And I think that's going to be the way of the future. Because for me to print this out, for me to ship it, and then keep the price low, I make nothing. A lot of times I break even on the cost, and I can't live like that. So realistically, the best way to do it is put my time into the engineering, the CAD files, design something, put it on there, let you pay $5, $10, whatever, download it, and then print it out as many times as you want and do whatever you want. Hopefully you don't sell it out from underneath me, but I don't know. Well, like I said, I'll do another video on that. I don't want to, that's another topic. A lot of people just want to see the process and getting gold, and so let's do that right now. All right, hopefully this is a good enough angle where you'll be able to see everything. Let's start feeding some material. Oops. Got rid of that weird V-vortex happening. Everything's cleaning out, or it looks really good. Let's see how it feeds. Again, this is just under 15 degrees, probably like 14 and a half. And that's why I want to kind of go 20 is the goal. I'm already seeing gold. Still not cleaning out as much as I want, but that's why I wanted to test it. Let's see what it captures. All right, that should be it. I don't know if you can see that. There is a lot of gold in there. All right, let me I know there's gold in here. I just gotta make sure there's nothing in there. So let's pan. Hopefully you're in a good enough spot. Actually, I'll just move the camera just a tad. There. Probably getting a little glare from the light on the water, but as you're seeing, some of the rocks were sticking. That's why I really want to set this at a 20-degree angle, which most of you know is crazy because most sluices are running at 7 degrees plus or minus a degree. Let's get some of these bigger rocks out to speed up the panning. But still, that's some pretty good sized rocks that I'm getting the flow out of there. All right, let's do a speed pan and see what happened. Like I said, this is the first test of this style. It definitely cleaned out better, but hopefully those grooves didn't make it clean out too much. Yep, you can see that. All right, let's do this. I'll be learning as you learn. Get a deeper container. You can see. Let's do the reveal. Not seeing any pieces yet. I see one right there. Oh, let's see if we can get that to the side. One small one. Yeah. All right, looks like two pieces again. Seems like it's always the same two. Got one right there. So all that material and I just lost two pieces. So what, 99.98%? And if I can do this quick, I'll show you how much gold it's based off of. I don't remember, I should weigh this stuff. I think it's like 0.8 grams. I'll just do this real quick and show you. I'll get these out. Actually, not too bad for material wise. Just do a quick, I get as much as I can just to show you. I'm sure that's showing up. All that yellow is gold. Some big pieces. I got lead in here. A lot of heavy garnets. Man, I wish I could find pans like that with that little material out there. Although in the rivers. That'd be the stuff dreams are made out of. Well, that's all the gold I caught. So again, 99.98% capture rate at 15 degrees. And I want to go, I think 20 is going to be the magic number. Put that all together for the next test. All right, let's wrap this up quick. So there you have it. The Golden Heart Gold Gambler hits the jackpot again. 99.98% capture rate. It's freaking nuts. It's at a 15-degree angle, and there's only 16 inches of sluice matting that I'm using. And this is, you know, a controlled environment. I know that, blah, blah, blah. That's why I want to get on the river. That's also why this, I think 32 is going to be the magic number, but since I got the 42, I'm going to fill it full of those mats. I don't see gold getting through this. If it misses here, it's got to get caught down there. So, just this thing's really bulky. I wanted to keep it small, at least get one with a hinge, but impressive, isn't it? Weird playing card shapes end up working the best. I'm sure there's some other weird shapes out there that work just as good. Just shows that you don't really need a fancy mat design to catch stuff. But anyways. There's not much more I can do with this testing. Like I said, I don't want to just put out content. I rather, if I'm going to put something out, I want it to be worth watching, not just little, just to get videos out. So it'll be a month or so, hopefully. Hopefully there's some break in this weather. It's getting cold again. We got more snow coming. There's like 2 feet out in my yard right now. The rivers are still frozen solid. We're going to have some major flooding too, which is great with this high banker style, because the areas I want to go will not be underwater. It'll be up on the higher banks, so I don't need the water to get to a lower level to run material. So that's going to be a win. But yeah, as always, comment below. Tell me what you think. Do you like the name? Do you guys plan on getting printers? Do you want me to, I don't know when, but maybe start making some of these early versions? Like the swash. I love this swash box. It really works wonders. But or do you guys actually just gonna bite the bullet and just finally get your first 3D printer? Just for reference, the ones I mentioned before for the $399, it's the Bamboo Lab PS1. It's not the fastest one out there, although it is really fast, but it's the most reliable. That's the reason I bought them. I need reliability. I don't need crazy speed or the perfect print, which they actually do. I need it to work 100% of the time, because there's nothing worse than having a print run for 12 hours through the night to get up to find a big pile of spaghetti because something happened, and so I need product. I don't need fancy blinging speed and all that stuff. But like I said, they are fast. They're one of the fastest printers out there. So maybe it's time. I'm not going to do videos on it. I know you guys don't want to hear about it, but maybe instead of buying that next big piece of equipment or any of these other hobbies where you're spending thousands, maybe a few $100 on a 3D printer and you can print your own stuff. Because you can literally do searches online now, and there's people designing their own sluice mats, their own pans. They put the models out there. A lot of them are free. You just download them and you can print them out and try it yourself. So, and with the AI, you can tell the AI, I need this mat, this size, give me a design. And it'll spit out the file and you can just print it. So it's exciting times, a little scary for people that actually make stuff, because that AI and all this other stuff is getting so easy, it's going to take my job. But I'm still got a couple good years left in me, and I'm going to just keep doing this. So I will see you hopefully soon at the next video out on the river. Subscribe, notify bell, all that garbage. You know the routine. If you want to stay up to speed, always comment. If you got suggestions, I read every comment. And a lot of us just seem to be on the same page too, which is really cool. We all have the same mentality of product. We use a lot of this stuff, and we always see that it can be improved. Let's start improving it. Let's really make a difference. Gold's at an all-time high. Let's cash out this year. See you on the next one.